Okay,
Even after debuting, they
wait.
couldn't get...
Sorry. Okay, we'll start here. Oh, wait, let's put ourselves here and see if it works. We'll just have our... Okay. So, welcome everyone. Welcome back. We just came back from a trip, so we had a chance to record. I'm Laurie.
Annette.
Jeremy. This is my mom and my sister. So, I am the Army, BTS Army, and I am recruiting.
She's trying to get us into the army. Yeah. I think we're almost there.
Yeah, I think my mom is closer because she's been secretly watching.
Yeah, I go on YouTube and if I see BTS, I'll press it. I'll just watch it. But one was so funny because I told Laurie, wow, one of the BTS has a daughter. Who is that?
Yeah,
Jungkook, yeah.
Does he?
And
what? No. So she's like, look, Jungkook's daughter. I'm like, what? So she shows me it's like Army creates these, shorts
and she was standing with.
It was like a performance that they did, like a Christmas performance. And I had a little girl, and so she took it literally, but Army likes to do those types of fun videos, but it's
they should put
not
me
real.
on. Oh, grandma!
They would trick me to this.
Yeah, so she was getting like,
yeah,
your daughter.
Yeah, so good to get Laurie
to clarify.
Okay.
But we wanted to thank you because on the trip I got to read some of the comments, and so we're just so excited that we had so much love, and that was some of the things that I wanted them to also be aware of how wonderful Army is, and I still want to show them this is the Army video so they have a better understanding. So thank all of you who have watched, commented, gave us a chance to share ourselves with you. And it was really wonderful because I think it also helps us to grow and improve, and which is what we are really wanting to do, grow and improve and hopefully support others in their growth process as well. So I will be working to complete my statements. Thank you for the feedback. And Jeremy and my mom will try to speak a bit louder. But please continue to give us these feedback because we really want to learn and grow. And we apologize in advance for our limited technical abilities. We are learning in that front as well. But today, what I thought that we would watch is the BTS HARDSHIPS. This is an updated version. I watched it way back when, and I think this is what really, opened my heart even more and understood and really appreciated all what they went through and made you want to really cheer for them. Mm-hmm. So this is a more updated version, and my mother was just saying that she did want to see that, and we had several commenters also say that we should watch this video. So I'm really excited to bring this to you. So let's go ahead and see if we can. So hopefully the screen switched because okay, so I think it should be set. So let's go. And what we'll do is we'll try to watch everything. I will try also not to speak when it's going so you don't miss any information. Okay. And so if you want to speak, say pause and I'll pause it and then you can comment to something or we can backtrack as well. Okay. So
this video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption, due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 그치.
방송을 막 사람 다쳐있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있어.
저때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때. 그랬어요.
되게 중요한 거.
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras,
제 매니저가 보이겠다.
to recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 분들이 막말 걸어주신 거 있잖아요. 옷에 쓰여있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고 그런 거 봐가지고 16,000원짜리 후드티 프린팅 해가지고 몰고 올라가지고 말을 이렇게 했었는데 아무튼 네.
Because
I was just gonna clarify.
Yeah.
So do you know who G Dragon is?
He's another.
He
K-pop
was, you know, he is still a very famous group that they really admire, Big Bang.
Oh.
So he's like kind of one of the main members. I mean, yeah, he's pretty popular. So they looked up to them. Yeah.
some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 그 언더에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아 지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 사실 다 찍어서 말하고 아이돌을 부릅니다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거 이제 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
그냥 그런 게 아니라 여자.
What? Shut the front door.
So you remember that one? We just reacted before we left on our trip to that one. So you can see our reaction to that one.
BTS were being told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014. BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014. During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수호와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필 입을까? 원망했나요?
이거 사실 저희가 말씀드린
예, 얘기 천천히
저희가 이거 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 나 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명한 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag #KickOutJHope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended #JHope You're Perfect to comfort him. May 2000.
So that was. Can you imagine that?
That's
Right? How's it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that ARMY can bring them up as well. I mean,
help to support
yeah,
them.
support them and give them more
Yeah.
confidence. But
Sorry,
yeah, but you know how they say, as you go up higher and higher, people who are jealous will come out and say things that are not, nice. But they keep on going. And they're not ashamed to tell us what, some of their
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part, that they're transparent. Like, I think
we
that
can-
makes you
yeah.
relate to them. Like, I think that's how, when I watch just what I've watched so far,
Right, yeah.
it makes you feel, I guess, connected in a way, because at least you know that they're
They're not hiding anything,
they're not
right?
hiding anything. They really want the people around them to know who they truly are. I think that's the one thing, aside from all of the other media things. I think that's really what's important. And in everyday life, I think when we watch different programs, or we see how they look on screen, or how their character might seem to be, it's not really who they are in real life, right? So when they're transparent and they're telling about their true feelings, that helps you to really understand. And I'm sure a lot of people relate to that. Everybody has some times when they're not feeling well, or just not feeling, a part of this world. It's hard to be in this youth, I think, growing up. I'm lucky. Yeah, for me, I'm lucky I'm a little older, but still, when I see how my children at their age, have to go against all of the different social media and stereotypes.
Yeah, it's
They get to be who they are. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. They get to be who they are in the sense where they can do their own self-video diaries, I think.
Yeah, I think they had he doesn't. I think I saw one clip of J-Hope kind of saying he had a hard time, and he was talking to his mother. I think Army may, but he doesn't. I know. I would cry. I think Army may know the clip I'm talking about, but he is so talented. So it just seems like because he is like, I think they would say like they couldn't survive without J-Hope, actually, right? And he is so talented, right? In all, they actually call J-Hope. I think he learned with JK, like the golden maknae, the golden youngest.
Is that how he got his name, J-Hope? It's a good name.
But yeah, J-Hope, he created that Hope name. He wanted something with J-Ho, he said. And
I think I still have to learn more about their own
personalities
too, though.
So I'm not sure where that trend happened, but
maybe you need to make us like little pictures and their names underneath, so I can really connect and know who each person is.
Well, I think maybe we can do that. We'll have quizzes.
Well, I've been gone. I've been watching maybe little clips,
sorry,
but
I have to watch more.
There's no name, so I just look at them as a whole. I just look at their faces. I don't have names. Only RM, I seem to know who he is.
I know, yeah. RM is the first guy, right?
The leader.
Yeah. See, that's the only one, so I can.
Okay, so I'll try to point them out as we go along. I forgot the thought I was saying. Sorry, I apologize. I didn't complete my sentence.
Who was the one in the interview? Then it had RM and the other guy with the interview that we watched.
Sugar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Give her a break. She works hard. But because he's so talented, sometimes this is my own theory, but I don't know why he was targeted, right? Because he's so talented, but sometimes there's some stories of like, you know how it's strategically directed to help a group not succeed? Because we're not used to that kind of environment, but there are, like, as you go on, there are people who are actually actively trying to pull down another group or to not make them
we don't
succeed.
Realize all
and this
of
is
that,
early on, and they know that he was I always say a very instrumental person to have BTS work. He's a dance leader. He's a leadership role. He's talented in many areas.
I think that's why because we don't watch social media. So
and so when I watch them, I watch them as a whole group. As one. You know.
Other people, I think that's what makes it so good, because they're all individually talented.
Yes,
and
yes.
yet, I don't know enough, I think, to
Yeah. But we're
understand.
learning
Yeah, we're
fast.
learning.
Yeah. We're slow.
But I mean, I just think just think you're in a group and then someone is just like targeting you, right? And so Jin was the one who gave that response saying that armies don't worry. So BTS often tries to comfort the army.
Oh, that's so both ways, kind of.
Yes, both ways, and that's why I think the army are known to be very protective, right? Because they see their boys facing these things, like it seems, unjust and unfair.
Like a family.
Yeah, it's like a family, like you want to protect, right? So I give army credit. Oh, wait, what happened here? Okay.
2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of sacheki. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to the song before bed. July 2015. BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
They're talking about death threats. Is it the army or from the other side that are doing that?
So they're not fans are not called army.
Oh, they're not called army.
Every fandom has their own fan name.
Oh,
BTS's fan name is Army.
Oh,
it stands for like.
I thought every.
What does it stand for?
Adorable. Please correct me. Adorable, representative, MC
really?
for youth. Or
So
something
BTS
like that.
is
We can look
Army.
It up.
Okay, so their group of fans.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that putting out these threats?
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, they're not putting out their threats.
Army loves it's
the
the
Army is
probably
protecting
the
them.
other
That's a fan.
No, I'm not talking about
you're talking
Army.
about the fans
of the other people
of
that are
the other. Yeah, so she's using the word Army incorrectly. Sorry.
Yeah, because I didn't know Army belonged to only BTS. Only now I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it's other fandoms.
Yeah. Okay.
Possibly.
I'm 85, so I can't.
I think we don't really know. I think it could be. I mean, I don't really know. Only from what I watched, maybe from the K-dramas, of how maybe things are, because we don't watch social media. We don't follow anything.
Well,
we don't even watch the news. So how would we really know
about things?
And it's sad that people have to bring other people down to feel like they have to go up, but it's.
Well, I just assumed I should ask next time. Yeah, that.
I think though it is part of that world that I think they have to go through. However, it's nice to see again that the Army supports them.
Yeah, that they feel protected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and though I know that BTS also, well, they might mention it here. Also worries.
For
their army, because they know Army will worry about them. So they also it's.
Yeah.
So it's a
family. It's a family. They're always
supporting each other.
Yeah, they're supporting and considerate of each other. So I think that's why the relationship is very, well known and very powerful. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So Army.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love.
I'm gonna just pause. So, but they
apologize.
are
That's
so
so sweet.
so. But the thing is, you have to watch the video too. It's about their growing up, and so the lyrics. I mean, I don't get offended because it's like boys or youth development. That's the phase that they go through, right? So, but I can understand how other people could misunderstand and misperceive. And what was very impressive is that, like, they reflected. They got like, they reflected. They learned from it, and they learned the importance. But what's really heartbreaking for me was that previous to when they released it, I saw a clip of RM because they said they worked so hard on the song and to try to. They were very careful with the road. No, this is a song that is the ones on the screen is Boy.
Who's that?
In Love. That's Halsey. Oh, we love her too because she supports and protects them as well. She's a popular artist as well. So, what was I saying? I saw RM like being so like, we came up with another. I think it was with the War of Hormones. That was the title of the song. I believe that's the one that they're referring to. And they were actually also trying to be very thoughtful in how they expressed it. And so they're so excited for people to hear it, and then they get slammed, boom, right? And then all these lessons. But I think that's what impresses me, is that they still will reflect and take it in, and they take responsibility. Yeah, they take responsibility and accountability.
And they want to make others, like, I really think they want to make the people who listen to their music happy. That's the one thing, or understood, or maybe try to help them to understand where they're coming from as well.
So this is the follow-up. Let me go back a little bit.
Can you identify who's who in that?
This one? Which one?
That one with the Halsey.
Oh, with Halsey. Okay, let me see.
The hair is all different.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So
RM.
Okay, RM. Where? Okay, I'll point and you guys will say. This is RM. Okay, so how about we'll go from the top. Okay,
sorry.
BTS. Can we guess?
That's V.
Yeah, V. This is V.
V. I know V. I think.
Okay, V. Okay, so
even
this
with his
one's
hair different.
Okay, this is the one. The hair is that we just talked about him. We just talked about him.
J-Hope?
Yes.
Okay. Since you just talked about him.
This is hard to see because their expressions are. This is not the best one because they're.
I don't like these exams. Just like I'm going to school. I need
21st century.
It was supposed to be a review.
Okay.
And in 2019 responded to their
Don't I look slow?
2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love.
Okay, so now I will do it.
Now you
tell
tell
This is
us.
V, J-Hope, JK, Jungkook.
I cannot see that.
Yeah, I cannot see.
Hard.
This is Jimin. This is Jin, Halsey, RM, and Suga.
That's
Sorry, we pause and maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
you cannot see the ring.
Okay.
A collaboration with Halsey.
Now you can see it?
No.
Okay, let's try another one.
RM has said that since the
Okay,
incident,
wait, you guys are missing some of the things. So I don't want you guys to miss. Okay, so bear with us. Thank you.
reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively
right?
examine the lyrics.
This is what I like. Yeah.
Okay,
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I like
That's
about them.
impressive.
They learn from their mistakes.
Well, and then
right?
they try to
and
be
they
better.
try to be better. They're learning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, just to know that he's gonna do research and then go and talk to other, know, people in that field and to help so that there's that misunderstanding again.
Yeah, and I think whatever they did previous, I mean, they didn't do it on purpose. They just happened to do it, and people brought it out, so they realized this, then they reflect on it, and then they did more.
I think too they understand that people will feel how they feel too. It's hard because of course we don't want to have any judgments. People will feel how they feel, just like in anything, and we can't fault them for it. It's
but
just,
something
wanna
like
help
this
people
makes
understand.
makes them better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I think
Maybe we might watch the video if you folks are interested. I think it's cute, and one of the things it's the one that they might War of Hormones. I just thought it's cute, and they had a cute performance. So I think the army who do like that, it's hard because now they're probably not going to perform it, right? Because of all of this. So that probably doesn't get performed anymore. I don't know. Maybe Army, you correct
But is it on the? Do they have?
It's the video is still there, and they have performances of it during that time.
They just don't.
But
But they don't
now,
do it now.
now they
Yeah,
don't do those, right?
Oh, you mean they don't sing it?
They don't, well, like how they sing their oldies or their past songs, but that probably won't be on the list anymore, right? Because of the growth lesson, and that's So, I thought that it was just cute. I don't get offended much usually. Okay.
During their epilogue concert, aunties began to use the hashtag plagiarism Boy Scouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away.
거짓 말하고 느낌이 딱 먹다 남긴 느낌인데.
아니 새 거예요. 진짜 새 거예요. 야.
BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016, aunties made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200.
Wow.
Because of this, aunties took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016. During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury, even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh.
When was this?
That was what, 2016?
16?
Was it 2016?
I thought that's what they said. 2016. I heard.
16. Oh wow, that was early, right before the rise, I think, in the mainstream. But like, many of the, I think RM. RM, and so I guess they didn't. There must have been some miscommunication, and they didn't perform, and like we only get that footage because the armies took that video. So everybody's like going home, and so I think there's some people who like the staff there felt very felt for them, you know.
But they didn't have the proper lighting or anything.
Yeah, it was like afterwards, like the event is over. The event is over, but other friends came to see them, but they were told like, okay, they're not performing. They got booted off. Wow. So yeah,
they sure went through a lot.
Yeah.
October 2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2016. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. Auntie saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement.
I know, that was so heartbreaking. I don't even want to see those comments. Yeah, it makes me tear even now. So it was a very heartfelt thing.
It seems anything they do, somebody going to find something.
Yeah. And I'm not sure like the age of the population, but you know, as we know, we've worked with different ages, and when you're in a certain age range, you know, the empathy and compassion may not be fully matured and developed. Like, I mean, even for ourselves, like, you know, although it's like mind-boggling that people can be like that. Yeah. So that was really heartbreaking, because when you really, I saw the clip of him sharing heartfelt and, you know, the army and supporting, because it was his grandmother who, you know, raised him. Yeah, and then to get it twisted in something so not pleasant. So, you know, all right. So I'm glad that the company here. So I'll put it back a little bit so you can see Big Hit response.
Her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016.
They're taking action?
They do have lawsuits like that?
Yeah,
like
they have
defamation kind of.
Yes. And the false rumors. And I think a lot of different. I think it is.
I think that's good because
it is good because you have to
people from
because these are nameless people and they don't really realize the consequences of their actions. They have many of the idols or any celebrity, they have high suicide rate. Well, they have a lot of things suicide because the comments. Can you imagine just getting so many negative comments? Even if you have a lot of love, our minds tend to gravitate to the and there's so much negative energy. I mean, even for me, I remember getting someone trying to help and you get like this blast of negative and it can be just like, whoa, right? But I think that it's good. I mean, even for things, setting limits and boundaries.
Yeah, I think it's good.
And it's actually better. I mean, we're in the spiritual realm too. So
for the people who
are writing, like to let them be aware, like this is not okay. That's not good for their. We believe in karma. Their journey of you know, having them to learn. But you know, some people get it. Some people maybe learn. Some people don't. But it seems like pretty. I guess in different parts of the world, but we see it more in these kind of.
Yeah, people don't quite understand that when you send out negative energy, it comes back to
you too.
So I think that's why it's important to, like you said, limit and make sure people understand the consequences of it, because it really affects.
Yeah.
I feel so.
I know, right?
Sad.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part is they don't understand how they're each, that person is feeling on the other end,
side,
receiving those comments. So
I think they depersonalize it. So when you're hiding behind, they call it hiding behind a computer, you don't have your real name on, because I bet you many of them will not put their real name because they know that they're going to get attacked unless they are, whatever reason. So, that they don't really understand. They don't see them as, another person.
And that person too must be going through some
difficulty too. I mean, to have all those negative thoughts. Thoughts and energies, it kind of gets, from a psychological perspective, they need to, it's better for them too, I think, having that boundaries.
Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데, 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑 그리고 스트리밍 실시간 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데, 고객님께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요. 그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용품 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 됐잖아요. 그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 전수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적으로 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 드실 수 있는데요. 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
February.
Call center agent is good.
Yeah, he was very calm. I was thinking that, but even the other stand, she was calm and listening, taking in, and I guess trying to protect or assert their fan space. But even, like how they were questioned a lot. Anything that you wanted to say, Mo?
No, that's okay. You said it.
In 2017, BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. And siblings of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different
So I was going to talk about the Jimin one. I think I mentioned it earlier.
Group were.
I remember seeing a clip with Jimin was saying, worrying about armies. Like, even though he was getting the threats, he seemed to be more concerned about
how the
army not being, not being upset or scared.
So outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested Mama to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데 그래서 그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 그 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 작성한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이렇게 다 볼 수 있는데
Right?
Wow.
Is it like Army? I telling you, I love Army. They are like very educated. I mean, because we're American, even though we're Japanese American, but we don't even know the history. I mean, like we're fourth generation, so we don't even speak
understand.
Japanese, and we don't know the historical. I mean, we haven't been taught that. I mean, I guess we could research it now, but
yeah, I was watching.
I
really
don't know
how
the
Japanese came in.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
oh my God.
I know, like
we
right,
did that.
yeah. Well, I mean, World War II as well, right? With Pearl Harbor and all of that. So even my mother doesn't speak Japanese, so.
You're just what 2?
Yeah, well, Grandma was actually my father was first generation, my mother was second generation, so I don't know which one I follow. Must be third.
Yeah, but you were like, how old were you during the war when you remember the gas masks and stuff?
Oh yeah, that was good. This was in I think I was like 3, maybe, because it happened 19. Because I was born in 1939.
So 40.
So I was very young, but I remember I used to cry a lot.
Yeah,
you know, that's why they say if you cry, they're gonna come.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine?
Can you imagine a young person? So how can you not cry? I mean,
Yeah,
because
right. That's so
you
scary,
don't understand
yeah.
except
the war.
when they tell you they're gonna shoot you. I mean, that's what you
Well, yeah,
understand.
but it is. Yeah. Well,
But that's about
although this is really good at educating, I think everyone.
the education, about this
and being aware, and again, I get how our history helps us to learn so that we can grow and not make the same mistakes.
Hopefully, right? Yeah. So, like the Army and this, the person speaking, the professor. I mean, you guys may be interested.
That was a professor.
She's a
the
professor
one that,
who's saying
Army.
this. She is a professor who is an Army.
Oh,
and I think
okay. The one that was.
She has her own story about how
right?
she became Army. I think she was impressed. I think I saw some of her content, like impressed about this group that is having global.
Oh yeah, she seemed like she was quite. Yeah.
Very.
Well,
they have like these professional presentations about
with
BTS. It's very impressive.
Maybe we should watch some of those too.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad we come once a week at least because
but really
otherwise we wouldn't really know.
To really understand their worldwide
impact,
global
influence.
impact. You know,
Because
the business schools are following their model, and people are researching them. Their lyrics are being I think in classes, just like how I think the Beatles have in certain schools, like their lyrics and all of the. I really feel like BTS will be,
But I think it's also
if it's not, I think it's already happening.
It brings out all of these types of issues that I think people need to understand, and then again, for us to be educated and informed, because that helps to decrease the ignorance and that misunderstanding. I think a little bit more. So that's really neat.
분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요.
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐
Are they writing what they're
So
saying? What do they do? They write what they're responses.
They are they're getting interviewed right by it's like
So
a
they
press
can
conference. They want to understand
the question more,
and it was
they're
interesting
able to
because
answer.
So prior to this, you see RM when he asked a question, it seemed sort of vague. I think, and this is a part where he asked, "Is this a question? Am I hearing it correctly?" And then they were a bit more specific now.
Okay.
What's
good.
JK's expression?
That's JK.
Oh no, it was actually this one. Okay, so this is V, Suga, Jin, JK, and RM.
So they're the 5 in the interview.
No, that all of them are there, but in this photo, just there.
Okay, what? V,
Suga.
Suga. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! I know V. What?
Suga.
Jimin. No what?
No, that's
JK. Jin. JK. And then RM.
I'm not saying as you can say. I don't want to show my ignorance.
Sorry, we just got off the plane.
You'll get it later on, and you'll be like, I cannot believe.
My eyes are blurry.
No,
like
but I'm so sorry. But I keep telling I don't know anybody except that. I better learn. I better start studying the faces.
But that's just how they show their respect to the reporters. We can watch some press conferences. You might kind of see how they're so respectful.
You send it to us.
답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그거에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그것에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
I love Suga. So he was the one with RM when they were getting attacked too, right? So I feel like he can be polite and just to the point too. Like this is a situation. Thank you very much.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company." December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Osen, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards.
What is NBC? What is that? A company?
It's a company, yeah.
A media company?
Yeah.
That has different
shows,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
Like NBC,
like NBC,
oh,
ABC
okay, yeah.
in America. I
NBC,
think so. Yeah.
Only had one grand prize, also known as a daesang. But in 2020, they created a second daesang for digital music. BTS won the daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020. Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, "Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship." Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고, 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고, 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고, 음반 회사.
So in Korea, everything goes through the media.
Yeah,
So but because of BTS success, there's people that are probably not happy because maybe they didn't go to the normal means of the media,
right? So they don't get
they
any
don't
profits
get as much,
out of it, right?
So because they don't get as much like time on the media or the proper respect.
Yes,
maybe,
right. So they're like the.
Even so, guess because we don't really watch media, but I'm sure. So in Korea, I think everything goes.
Well, and
news.
especially
or that's
I
how
figure
the
it's
different
politically in different areas, right? Like you have like I mean,
I
I
think in
hear
every
some
country,
stories in American media too, but we don't know too
or
much.
there are people who stop it too from
they
getting
stop
out,
it
right?
from being more successful, or so they're promoting their people. And there's a connections and there's.
Well, then it's still unbelievable how
right?
popular they are, right?
Yeah.
That
So that's why even more so
they can go beyond that. Although I guess the people in Korea, because I guess in the United States, maybe they get even more.
Well, I think there's
like
the fandom, but now they're facing it in the States because I think now they're collaborating with some armies. Please correct me, I don't know too much, but HYBE got so big. I mean, HYBE is like the big hit. They bought out American companies. So that HYBE is big hit. Grew in company size. I don't know the business terminology, but they bought. So the other companies are under them, like a conglomerate. I don't know. So they also have different American, like kind of famous, like they're Justin Bieber. You know, the big names are part of their like now sister companies, and also some in Korea as well. So they're now the biggest of all the companies, the music companies in
the world.
Because it was in Korea because it was I don't know, but the one that was a big three. Remember? I don't know if you saw a video on that. Okay, maybe we will watch the rise of Bangtan because they give you the history of like how music was made in Korea through things. You guys might. I found it really interesting, and I think some of our commenters mentioned that the rise of Bangtan. It's still.
That would be good.
It's really well done. I think, So, but this was interesting too. I didn't know because we don't know about Korea, right? We just thought that they're big, and you would think that they would be big in their country, but it's still really downplayed. And I like the term he used. It's amusing. Like they got a Grammy nomination, the first group ever, and now it's like, they failed to do this, they lost. You know, like
they only
such
show
a negative light, right? And then if another group does something, it's big for them, but something is like woo, right? Like, so it's amusing is a good word. I like that. They upplay that,
downplay the others.
Interesting how things can be.
Yeah, that's
written.
So interesting.
It is. Isn't it? Huh?
And then how our mind gets wrapped around those. Yeah, what we see on the media too.
Yeah, so it's important, like not to. You really take what we see as.
Yeah, so you really have to know what is a truth or like. Know in your heart. Wow.
Yeah.
할 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고. 유쾌하지도 않아요. 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는.
December 2020.
It's kind of threatening, right? So it's kind of like they. Okay. So let's go on.
For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service, even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys. March 2021. Top teasing that BTS's former managing editor were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast.
I remember that. It's like, up next. Okay, you want to watch? Right? And then it's like, they're not on it. Up next. You know, so you...
they kept saying that?
Yeah, so you have to watch the whole thing because you think BTS is going to perform next, right? So, because once BTS performs, everyone's like, I'm not going to watch, right? Like, we're not as interested.
And only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former...
It was such a pain point when I edited Grammy.com. Any posts about them did epic numbers and reflected where music's going. But the RA Board, Records Academy? Or Recording Academy? I don't know. Really?
Managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed...
Okay, sorry. This doesn't surprise me at all, and it has been my experience for the past 2 decades, not just about Korean groups, but Asian and Asian Americans in general. I was reamed by an editor for interviewing 2 Asian Americans for one story. She said the photo of them would send the wrong message. What? Interesting, because growing up, we didn't listen to we only listen to American music or British or the popular music. So yeah, we never really saw any Asian faces. So that's why it caught my eye when I saw that decades later on the American Music Awards. Was it American Music Awards? They first, I said, wow.
Oh, that's
an
how
Asian group, yeah.
Oh, that's how.
And that's how I first remember, wow. And I'm so out of it because I wasn't following music. Like, wow, there's Asian representation, right? Yeah. And then someone else mentioned the following, so I thought, let me look into them. But yeah.
Back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys.
It's so funny.
They got more views after than the
Grammys. There's just a live stream after they were there.
March 2021.
Remember Garbage Pail Kids? Yeah, we used to have those stickers.
What is that about?
It's still going on. So then they they kind of make different. So this is like tree shift. I cannot hear. It would be like what? Taylor Swift.
What is Wild Styles?
What isn't it? Harry Styles?
Oh,
I don't know.
And what's the other one?
I don't know.
Oh,
I cannot see what this would be. Is it Post Malone? Maybe I don't know. I see.
Let me see.
Tops released the Garbage Pail
No,
Kids.
Billie Eilish.
Oh,
Island Eilish. Why is it Post Malone? I thought it was tattoos. Okay.
Grammy Awards
Yeah, okay.
illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole.
I know, right? Like
This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lauv, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia.
So those are all like
the people
the
who
artists. Yeah, they're like music artists. And actually, Coldplay are very good friends of BTS and protective too.
The host and station maintains that it was just a joke and that folks are too sensitive. During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
No, but they're like
I don't think
fan
that
base
they're
is so crazy. It's
Dude, and
insane.
What is that about?
So this is a group that never. I mean, I don't think they exist anymore. But I'm sure. Oh, I'm hoping that they don't mean to be offensive.
Mm-hmm.
But you can imagine why Army took it. Like, why does there have to be a Western group at the top? Yeah, so that's that kind of that. But I think there's just awareness too. I think like many people are just not aware of how they're thinking, how they sound. I mean, because even when I was in school too, perfectly nice people, but they're very Western. Their mind frame, right? It's just they don't even know that it's
or maybe they don't know
not
really what they're
offensive.
saying.
Yeah, they don't really know what they're saying because they probably thought like, oh no, BTS is in their own group. Like we're respecting them, right? But not realizing the next sentence seems like there's something else.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, yeah, but we picked it up. She picked it up.
I'm a fan. They're really good. I
can't get behind it.
Oh yeah, I think they were trying. I think when he heard it, he probably was like, "Uh-oh."
I don't even know what
he
to say.
He had to say something else.
Yeah,
he was hoping to
like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I would be like that too. If, like your team members like saying something, trying to
just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
like I don't think
fan
that
base
they're
is so crazy. It's global. I'm a fan. They're really good.
I can't get behind it. I don't understand.
Oh, I didn't know he said that.
He was.
Oh yeah, he was. He came out.
So they were trying to be.
Yeah, the other two were, and then that guy.
They're probably like, "Oh, what are you saying?" That's what brought them down.
Yeah, so that one probably, and we all other things, but wow, you don't realize.
Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one.
Four more.
Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy mall salon highlights, and the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
That
is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
6號6月好6月嘅會6月嘅會6月嘅
I guess that's why
A
we
senior
don't.
editor
watch
from
those.
The Economist said,
I didn't see
please
this
no.
part.
After BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly,
Oh.
she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke.
Wow,
This
she's
led
like
to Stephen
political.
Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, we're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this.
So these are like political leaders. They don't recognize. And I think, but we talked about we don't want to be ignorant. And I think most of us, we all have things to learn, but they don't realize the immense, what I would call like the soft power that they have. Why do you think the UN brings them in?
Yeah.
Because they bring the numbers. What was the numbers before for certain events?
This is a good.
Okay,
study.
yes.
So,
Is
this our review?
Do you want to review? Who's feeling confident?
Not review, but you can give us
confident.
I know.
Okay, Chemi wants to go. RM where?
Yeah.
Okay, here. You want me to point and then you tell?
No, we're not gonna have
Okay,
percentage.
tell me who.
RM.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
Who else do you know?
Is this Sugar?
Nope.
No, it's Sugar.
Yes.
I already got one wrong. What is that? 1 out of 7. Okay, wait. V. I think I can tell V.
Okay, Chemi got V. Yay.
Okay, wait. Okay. Sugar, V, RM. J-Hope?
J-Hope, yes.
Yay!
Okay,
I got one wrong so far. Okay, wait. J-Hope, okay. RM. I have to go back.
RM.
V. Sugar. J-Hope.
Now go to Vimin.
Jimin.
Well, there's something called V-Men because it's like a pairing of V and Jimin.
I'm missing
Jimin, Jungkook, JK, and Jin.
So you didn't get this one. And
Yeah,
this
so
one.
do you know who this is?
Just guess.
JK, yes, this is JK.
Okay, JK. So who am I missing? Jimin.
Jimin and Jin.
Jimin.
Which one?
That one.
Nope. That's Jin. This is Jimin here. And this is Jin.
3 wrong.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
not a
but
good
improving.
percentage.
She got one more person.
I got what?
2 more?
3 out of 7. 4.
3 out of 7.
3 out of 7.
Okay,
no, I got 4 out of 7. Technically correct.
Okay.
I think we should put name tags on each one.
Now I know. Okay. RM, V, Sugar. Oh wait, I gotta go back again. The same way direction.
Edison.
J-Hope.
Uh-huh.
You said this one was Jimin.
Mm-hmm.
Jimin, JK. Huh?
Yeah, this is JK.
And Jin.
Jin, yeah. Okay, so she's getting better. We're slowly improving a bit at a time.
BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination.
Let me just go back.
In the summer of
about
2020,
that.
they used their
Wait,
platform
wait,
and proudly announced their support.
Yeah. Okay, sorry guys.
내용들이고요.
Wait, you got
그
let
부분이
me
아니라
pause a
1년
bit
동안
and get it.
고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고
Pausing. So are we recording now?
No. Oh, I don't
Stop
know.
recording. Pause recording. I think we are recording. Let me see. Okay, we're recording. Sorry guys. Okay, so we were talking about
Personality responding with all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important.
they don't realize how
So
important they
when
are.
BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine
this
soon
part.
after,
Okay.
RM said, we're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this. BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans, and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so, if only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Who puts together all these videos?
Right?
Like, who?
The fan.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
thank you, XCeleste,
Yeah.
right? So she has
That was
several
really
really
good.
great
So they put
videos.
together kind of like these little
Yes,
documentaries.
yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Thank you.
I know.
That helps me so that you don't have to like, you know.
So informative, yes, yeah, and it gives examples. So,
yourself.
was there anything that stood out for you that you wanted to comment about?
Well, for me, going through all this mistreatment and all these negative, things, but they made it through. It gives everybody the courage to really persevere and
you just
to
think
continue
about
on and learn from our mistakes, or not only that, but learn from what others are saying about you and go over that, overcome all of them. I think. Because I feel sad many times when I look at some of the things that were said about them, but it seems like they're doing a good job,
Yeah, I think
overcoming all that.
In this world, it makes you realize, because we don't really watch social media or any type of news like that. So, of course, we wouldn't know the comments, but when we just saw the little clips of those comments from these
And then
people,
just like a small fraction of what they might.
it just makes your eyes open to like, wow, to take, to really have to not take it too hard, to know who they truly are, to keep moving forward, to do what they really love to do. And I think what they love to do is to make their fans at the ARMY happy, to make other people around the world be more aware. Of course, I think they're using their fame and their as a platform for positive, messages to go around, because it is true. We live in a world that does have racism and that type of things that we don't really, I think we're just sheltered. Like, we're so grateful, our mom, we live in we're sheltered, is what I'm saying. I think, and in my ignorance too, just knowing we may not have faced it as much, but what we see there, I think opens our heart to realize too that that's what we want to try to help too, is help people to overcome that type of misunderstanding. And I think
their purpose is almost like ours. We want to make people happy and healthy, and that's what they're doing. They're making people happy, and when they're happy, all these
through their music, through their talent, through their hard work,
make them healthy. So
through their story.
I think we're
through their story, their hard work, through their transparency, through really their love of what they do.
Because when I watch them, I feel really happy.
Me too. I do feel happy when I see them, and it is hard, I think, as parents to see if our children were going through something like that. I remember when my youngest daughter was made fun of for her clothes when she was kindergarten, and the teacher told me that she was eating in the lunchroom, Cameron, by herself. And then you just feel just negative, and then you think, what can you do to help them? But really, you just have to support them and make them understand that somebody might say something about you, but that doesn't mean that's who you are, or you're, at that time her clothes was ugly, but really she had cute clothes. But I think that person might have been jealous or something, and you just have to overcome it, and it's part of life to be able to overcome those challenges. However, I'm quite impressed with with their ability to really move forward and be so I guess really inspiring and positive in their response. And of course even Army with the documentation, that research that they did. Wow,
isn't it impressive? Yeah, I think we have to watch the next time the Army video, because I really appreciate them. I mean, that's what helped them still be here, right? As a group, because if they didn't last those early years, which was really hard for them, they weren't famous. They didn't have a big company with the big money to have the lawsuits back then, or to support them, or to get them on the shows. You know, they really created,
and that's like
a lot
that
on their
family.
own.
I think that family
feel
message,
environment,
that, you know, that they support each other no matter what. Like BTS supports Army, Army supports BTS. It's kind of like how I know my mom would never, you know, she'll support us unconditionally, right? And of course we love our mom, so we love her. Too bad we can't get all of our children, the whole family.
I know. I'm trying to.
It would be fun.
I think Wendy would
Wendy
appreciate
would-
them.
Wendy
We have
would
a younger
like,
sister, Wendy. And Jen went to concerts with me, so she's
older
not
sister.
against. I have an older
So
sister.
4 girls and 1 boy. Our brother maybe.
I don't know. Not coming on with
He has a different mind frame from us.
I mean, the girls.
But his children are good, and I think
they would enjoy.
And that would be fun to have at least.
We'll maybe have special guests once in a while.
Because I know one of our nieces, one of my niece, grandniece, you could talk to her a lot because she loved BTS. I mean, she was younger, and you know, this is how you can really communicate with people.
Nice.
You know, when there's a gap, but then BTS brought them together. I mean,
like I would not talk to her otherwise. I wouldn't
because
even know.
you know they're just sitting there, but then you started to talk, and I was thinking, wow, they're making conversation, and it was BTS. It was Stuart's daughter.
We wouldn't really get together unless we actually
they
did this. Even though we live 10 minutes away, we hardly ever
for real transparency, I got them here to do this thing that is part of our Satori work with our company to make people happier, healthier. So once in a while we might mention some other things that we do.
One thing I know is that when I watch them, they are so in sync. They are so in harmony, in alignment, and that's what we do.
That's what we try to do.
We are in harmony. We try to be in harmony. We try to oneness, and that's what they are. So that's why we love. I'm getting to. I'm really enjoying BTS at this time.
Well, I like.
I didn't know.
I like how they work together, and like you said, you know, I guess we watched other boy bands or whatnot, and in America or wherever, and watching them though, the way they work together, they really are a family, and you know that each person respects each other.
Yes, you can see that, right?
In other, not to say, you know, however, so when we're watching it, it really shows that they just love each other. I don't know if there's any competition. I don't think so. I feel like they all feel like they're all equally a part, and they're an important part of that group that makes them who they are. Whereas I think in maybe other, you know, types, it's a little different. So I think that's where I really respect and feel that this, you know, group is just amazing, because we see different types all over the world. So
yes, so very inspiring.
Yes.
So thank you for
Marie,
joining us with this, because as my mother and Chemi mentioned, the inspiration, the family, the supportiveness within the group that we can see, we love watching them. They inspire us to learn, grow, to better, and also to limit to get over the negativity the challenges, right? It's very inspiring. And that's what we actually, you know, at least in my line of work too, is how to discern that, how to, you know, people will feel what they feel, but not to let it bother us as much, right? How to get over it. And you can see
like they let it go, and yet they make themselves go
Yes.
even up higher than, and better.
but they can understand how it feels, and then they
Yeah.
try to create a better world
Right.
for other people, right? So that's why they're
that's what
speaking
we-
up in
Yeah, they
other
take
areas.
responsibility.
Yeah.
They apologize. I mean, the humbleness. I think it's the humility.
Humility, yeah.
It's the humility,
Yeah.
and they're down to earth.
Yes, and you'll see that. So the next one, I think Shami wanted to see run BTS the variety show. So maybe we'll
Oh,
change
yeah,
the
that
thing to
sounds fun.
see them interact, and maybe there'll be opportunities that they get to learn who
And
is
then I'll
who.
get 100% on my next pop quiz.
Okay, so we are holding
I
on to
think-
that. We'll
I
see
think
that.
we-
Okay.
It has to be the same picture.
I'm just here to enjoy.
Yeah.
You can do the testing on that, Jamie.
It'll come naturally, so don't
Yeah,
worry.
one day I'll get to
Yeah.
know all of them really
I
good.
think if I see their personalities, then I
Yes, you
will
might,
be
yeah.
able to
Okay, yeah.
identify them.
So please join us, and we'll try to watch around BTS. And maybe if you have suggestions, because I know my favorites, but maybe you might have some favorites too that you think we should watch.
that we should watch, especially
Oh, yeah.
newcomers
we
like
already
us.
have some
I
on
want to
this.
watch some, yeah.
Yeah, we have a
Fun
lot of
ones.
different suggestions. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Aloha.
Bye-bye.
Bye.